Okay, so we got a little you buying that. And Lou, you're up first. Scoop me. What up? Shout out. Said the Wizards have emerged, the Wizards, as a dark horse to get LeBron, which would pair him with AD, Trae Young, and a number 1 pick. Are you buying that, Lou?
Nothing surprises me anymore, but no, I'm not.
Fair.
I'm not buying this. As legendary as Bron's career has been, I think his last move has to be as strategic as every move that he's made before this, and I don't see it in the cards. A reunion with AD, maybe so, yeah, but him putting himself in a position with an organization that's rebuilding, that's trying to get back to prominence from square one, I just don't see it in the cards. So no, I'm not buying.
Yeah, I would say less than 0% chance.
Less than 0. Okay, another great movie that you guys have never seen. All right, well, the good news is we're not – what?
I'm just saying, they won 17 games last year. Both their guys are out of their prime. What are we doing? There's no way LeBron goes to Washington.
If you didn't buy that, well, then I wonder how we're going to do on this next one. Chandler, you're up. Mark Spears reporting that the Wizards are also expected to explore a trade for Giannis, which is going to be there's going to be a lot of this. So are you buying a Giannis AD front court?
Well, I don't know. I would assume that AD might be involved with that number 1 pick or something. It's going to take a lot to get Giannis, and this makes more sense to me, but I still don't see this happening. I think he's better off in a Miami or a New York situation, at Houston, somewhere like that. I think it makes more sense. But the Wizards now all of a sudden have some attractive assets that maybe Milwaukee thinks they can rebuild with. If you start looking at guys like Sarr and George and Johnson and that number 1 pick, now all of a sudden those are some pieces that maybe Milwaukee can expect to have some hope in a future with those guys. So this more so than LeBron, but no, I don't see this either.
I'm just happy for our producer, Michelle, because she's a Wizards fan, the only one I know, and we're doing a lot of positive Wizard stuff. So that's kind of nice. Lou, here's this one. Chef's kiss. Donovan Mitchell says James Harden, his greatness is in the same conversation as Steph Curry, Allen Iverson, and Michael Jordan. And that he changed the game of basketball in ways we've never seen before. Now, Lou, you've played with AI, so we can get real personal here. Are you buying this?
I'm buying. I understand the sentiment. I understand what he's trying to get across. Now, when it comes to fans, the first thing they're going to bring up is championships. And he doesn't have any, but that doesn't negate the greatness that he's had on the game, the impact that he's had, and what he's been able to accomplish as a player. He's going to go down as a Hall of Famer. He's going to go down as a top 75 guy. Fell short in the championship in the championship rim, and there will be some conversations about his playoff performances. But you have the Charles Barkleys of the world, who's equally as great. You have the Allen Iversons of the world, who's equally as great. James Harden is in that conversation of greatness along with those guys. The separation is the championships, but all of these guys are great and Hall of Famers. You have to put him in that conversation. So for that part of the conversation, what Donovan Mitchell is getting across, I have to agree. I'm buying it.
Yeah, I hope you guys speak that well of me one day, because that's a very positive thing.
Offensively, I think he's up there with anybody that's ever played.
That's fair, but that's a list. That is a list he put together that a lot of people are going to balk at. Chandler, you're up next. I love this one. Antonio Daniels said that he would rather have Jalen Brunson over Luka Doncic if you want to win a championship, because Brunson can play with and without the ball, and old Luka, well, he just can't. You buying that, Chandler?
It's crazy because the Mavs could have had both, and that's the all-time fumble of generational backcourt. They could have 2 of the best guards in the NBA and just didn't. I don't know.
Come on,
Luka
Chandler.
At the end of the day is so gifted offensively, led the NBA in scoring. When he gets on those heaters that he did for that month and a half this season, there's no one like him. And I just think it's tough, though, because Jalen Brunson is one of my favorite players. I think I'm going Luka over him. Again, you have to have the right pieces around him. You have to have the right pieces around him. You have to have defensive-minded three-point shooters around him. He loves a good.
It's got to be sunny. It's got to be 73 degrees outside. What are we talking about?
No, but again, Jalen Brunson's great. I'm more. If I had to pick one of them, I'm probably taking the guy that led the NBA in scoring this year.
I'm going with the guy that's in the finals next week. So I have to go that way. I love Luka. I love Brunson just as much, but we got to start putting Brunson in some of these conversations that we leave him out of when it comes to the top of the food chain. I think he's part of that conversation, and he's deserved it, and he's earned that right to be in those conversations. For whatever reason, we just leave it at, the Euro guys and a couple of our American-born guys, but Jalen Brunson is just as much in that conversation. So I'm not mad at Antonio Daniels feeling like he would take Brunson over Luka if it came down to win a title. Luka's had an opportunity to win a title. Brunson has put himself in a position to win a title as well. It comes down to, what do you prefer? You prefer the guy that led the league in scoring? I would prefer Brunson because I'm a vibe check guy. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm a vibe check guy, and I want my guy to have a certain level of aggression that matches with the play when he goes out there and performs. And I think Brunson does that for me. So I'm rolling with Daniels.
Answer me this. If Luka was on the Knicks, would they still be in the conference finals right now?
No, they wouldn't.
I completely disagree.
No, they wouldn't.
I think if Jalen Brunson was on the Lakers, I think they'd still be out of the playoffs right now.
I don't think, no, but I just don't think Luka's a championship team guy. Like I've been saying
he's
that.
taken a worse team to the finals than this Knicks team. I'll tell you.
He also, can we
team.
do the context of the season in which
two sweeps in a row, a 50.7 game win? Like, we got to put some respect on Brunson.
Oh no,
Jalen's at the top
this
of the
is an incredible
mountain.
Run right now. And it's just as incredible as anybody else that we've compared him to in his peer group.
No,
if he wins, all of this conversation changes.
Oh, I'll tell you this: if
Jalen
Jalen Brunson and the Knicks beat the Spurs or the Thunder, then we can have this conversation again.
We'll revisit
that way over a lot of people.
Okay, fair enough. We'll wait. We'll take a quick break.
I don't think it's straight up. I think there's some other stuff involved. It's not the Celtics MO per se. Like they love shooting. They do want to build this thing around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. If Jaylen Brown asked to leave, I think it would be more of a Tatum-centric team where, if anybody can go out there, like, Brad Stevens made that trade for Derek White. He was better than people thought. Brad Stevens drafts these guys. They're better than we think, right? So I have a feeling it would be more accentuating the idea of Jason Tatum being your best player if that were to happen. I think it's Joe Mazzulla and Brad Stevens' job is to figure out how to make it work. But sometimes things in the NBA are out of your control, especially if players demand to be traded or they hint on things like, I'd rather be a part of my own team or something like that. So I don't know the end result of it. I hope both of them are back. I hope it was weird how Tatum like almost got back. Maybe in his mind he wasn't back, but when I saw him in the first 4 games against Philly, I thought he was back. And it was weird how at that point it stopped working. I was like, well, once Tatum gets back, then we're gonna do this. And it just went the other way, and it was really strange how it did it.
Yeah. Let me get your opinion on JB, the comments that he made on his live stream where he said this was his favorite year in basketball, and it ruffled some feathers. It confused some people because they like, why would you say that in the year that Tatum was out? But for me, it was like, you never know what a guy's going through behind the scenes or what he's feeling that made that his favorite year of basketball. What did you make of that comment?
I make of it that you should have been there on the stream because you would have asked a follow-up question. What are the rest of them dudes doing? Just nodding.
Who were those dudes?
Yeah, come on,
the Travis Kelce
like,
guy?
Where's your follow-up? Like, all right, that's cool. Okay, so let's compare it to the time you won it all, and you won Finals MVP and Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Let's take a deeper dive into that. And then, okay, why was it your favorite? Is it because like the ball was in your hands? Okay, let's follow up with this one. You think you can have it where the ball can be in your hands and Tatum's hands? Like we're just gonna nod in approval and be like, yeah, that's cool. Like this is the whole thing about the media and the players. I want my own platform. Like, can we get a follow-up? And you know what? I'll tell you, all of us, including me, all 4 of us, if we just monologued anything, that would not be good. And we would say some crazy stuff. We need each other to get like to get to the root of.
You need pushback. You need
something.
Yeah, there was some missed opportunity there.
I just think like I'm cool with players like having their platform, but the best pods are the ones that have the person or people that challenge them and get like a deeper meaning on what that means. So I don't know what he means because Everybody just stood and nodded their head in approval. I want to know that. Every question you have, Chandler has, Michelle has, I have the same questions. But guess who doesn't have those questions? The dude on the Twitch stream and the guys around him. I just didn't understand that.
Those two dudes were something. They were something to look at.
I like them guys.
Sorry.
I like them, but
I don't even know who they are.
You follow up? Like, okay, explain that. All right.
It's very
what about
rare.
the playoff run? What about being up 3-1? What about Game 7? That's your favorite
Finals
season?
MVP. Like that was like.
Well, I got a follow up for you, Scal. Do you think he should have been first team All NBA?
With the whole like backwards Luka going to Sylvania and all that stuff, I'd probably say no. But because you can't take Luka, like I think Cade is well deserved. They had the best record in the East. Jaylen Brown was ridiculous this year. But you look at Luka Doncic and you watch him play, it's hard not to put him up there. And we're not, let's be honest, no one's arguing SGA, Wemby, and Jokic, right? So it's really Cade, Luka, and Jaylen Brown. And he was like, what is he, 10 first place votes shy of that? So when we decide first team, no one's touching the immortal 3. The Luka Sylvania thing was like kind of up in the air. I would have picked him to do it because like Luka kind of broke the rules. He didn't hit the 65 game mark, but like that's really up to the voters. Once they made Luka eligible, it's kind of hard not to put Luka Doncic on first team All NBA.
Yeah, Scout, I got to ask you too before we go. Were you shocked at Missoula Coach of the Year? Because I had Bickerstaff all the way,
or Mitch Johnson,
to be honest with you.
No, but Joe was good all year, so I was a little bit surprised. You know what's surprising? Didn't 2 weeks ago they already announced Coach of the Year? It was Bickerstaff, and then they announced another Coach of the Year. So, I will say this: Tatum didn't play, and they cut $360 million off their payroll. So when you look at that, and here's one for you that you can just take with you how you want to. It didn't work out, obviously, in the playoffs, but no one wins with minimum bigs. No one. I say no one. I'm not saying this year. Go back in the history of the game. No one wins with 2 bigs, your rotational bigs making minimum money. Most of those guys were all saying, that dude's making $20 million. Yeah, that dude's making $20 million. So they did win with Keita and they won with Luka Garza. And that's, to me, that's like the hardest thing to do. There's a lot of ball. Like Lou is as skilled as anybody that's ever played, but you got to have bigs out there. Like if you're going to win, you got to have rim protection. You got to have size. You got to have this. And they got something out of dudes they found off the scrap heap. And that's really hard to do as a coach.
A starting lineup, NBA Radio, Sirius XM. Before I let you go, did Warren figure out where Budapest is? Because I was running my head into a wall trying to figure out how he didn't know what Budapest was.
Warren hasn't figured out anything yet. Warren's the guy that, like, we have a producer that gets 90% of the stuff wrong. Can you imagine?
You guys would kill him.
The information you get is 90% wrong. He's so wrong that when he tells us, we just take the opposite, assuming that we're going to be at least 90% right.
And then it works.